Yo, what's good, YouTube? It's Pablo, and welcome back to the channel. I'm bringing you guys the second episode of the Cincinnati Bengals 2019 realistic rebuild here in Madden 19. And like I mentioned in the last episode, this episode we're going to get into re-signing our guys who have expiring contracts, and then we're also going to finish out the free agency all in this episode. So you'll see who I re-signed, and I'll be explaining my targets in free agency, and you guys will be able to see at the end who I was able to land in free agency. But a quick note, you guys see in the top left-hand corner, the Rams did win the Super Bowl over the Patriots in this franchise mode. Just wanted to throw that note in there, but we are getting into the re-signings, and as you guys know, the Bengals really prioritize re-signing their guys rather than going out and making new offers to new free agents. But as you guys see here, Tyler Eifert thanks me for the offer, but decides he's just not interested in signing with the Bengals. And I alluded to that last episode. He wants a 4-year deal, and that's considered a fair offer, but there was no way in the world. Honestly, I saw that happening. I don't think the Bengals will re-sign him to a deal like that in real life. I see them going with a short-term prove-it deal. He didn't take that deal, but we will still pursue him in the free agency to see, if he's willing to sign again after he tests the market. But okay, bye Tyler Eifert, but hello CJ Uzomah, because he does accept this offer, and he played very well last year after he got playing time due to injury of the players ahead of him. But we signed him to a 3-year deal worth $12.5 million, and we're locking him up for at least another 3 years, even if it's going to be the second tight end. Because we still do have to negotiate with, like I said, Tyler Eifert during the free agency period, and then Tyler Kroft. We also have him pending a re-signing as well. But also, as I mentioned in the last episode, Darqueze Dennard is going to be one of our primary targets going into the re-signing period. He's a 78 overall. Gonna play our slot corner while Darqueze and William Jackson are on the outside, but Darqueze Dennard also declines this offer. Thanks me for the offer, but he's not interested in signing. I give him the exact offer that would be fair. I didn't want to overpay him because at the end of the day, the defense was pretty bad, and I may be able to get an upgrade there at the third corner. I feel like we could use an upgrade at corner, but I didn't want to lose someone that was that talented. But the show will go on without him, so we'll see what he has in the free agency as far as his market. But we're going to be looking at another cornerback in free agency or through the draft. But moving on now to Preston Brown, the middle linebacker who the Bengals signed last free agency on a 1-year rental. I'm trying to bring him back to another 1-year deal because he's hurt, and also wasn't that necessarily impressive when he was playing with the Bengals. He did have a decent start to the season, but it wasn't anything that really popped your eyes open. I mean, it was just what we expected him to do. Wasn't anything over the top, but he also declined. So 3 of our main targets for free agency have all declined our offers. I mean, so far we have only had CJ Uzomah to re-sign, which I'm happy with because, like I said, he played very well last year. And then Tyler Kroft, I offer him a 2-year deal worth $8.04 million, and he wants to test free agency as well. So the re-signing period has not really been successful so far. Tyler Kroft is going to test free agency, but that does not mean we're done negotiating with these guys. So look out for how we may be able to get these guys to sign once free agency starts. Hopefully there won't be much of a market for some of these guys. But Auden Tate is a receiver that I'm really excited about. 6'5", spectacular catch machine. Honestly, I re-signed him. I may have overpaid him, honestly, now that I'm looking at this contract, but I signed him to a 2-year deal worth $5 million. I'm going to do everything I can to make that not an overpay. So he's going to be getting playing time. We're going to focus on developing him. But here is one last run through of what we were able to do. Some of these guys I didn't even go into negotiations with, such as Vincent Ray. He's been a solid player, but honestly isn't that great. He is a captain, but we're going to move on from him along with Michael Johnson. We're also moving on from him. That's a notable name. But some of these other guys you may not know: Tom Savage, Matt Lingle, now Scott, Cedric Ogbuehi. Definitely moving on from him. So if you didn't see who all we were moving on from, go back and take a look. But look at Tyler Eifert. We're starting the free agency now, and he is the top free agent with 16 bids. So I'm not even going to bother sending him an offer because I know he has much better offers than what I'm going to be willing to give him. But then we're going for Jawan James, the best right tackle on the market. And even though it isn't much like the Bengals, we did offer him a 4-year deal with $21 million, where the fair offer was around 4 years for $17 million. So we're overpaying a little bit, but we have a desperate need. And then at cornerback, like I mentioned, I'm going to try to address that need there, and I'm going after Pierre Desir, former Indianapolis Colt, had a very, very impressive season last year. He's a very good cover corner and also a pass deflection machine. So we really hope to bring him in. We're the only bid he has right now. And then we're also going for Mark Barron, the middle linebacker. As I mentioned in the last episode, the middle of the Bengals defense is very, very shaky. So we definitely can use the speed and big hit ability that Mark Barron would bring to the team. And then also at linebacker, we're negotiating with KJ Wright. That would be my best pick. If I could get any of these guys, I definitely would choose KJ Wright, but he does have 2 other bids. So let's see the result and see if the Bengals were able to land any of these blockbuster free agents. And it's a no from Mark Barron, a no from Preston Brown, a yes from Pierre Desir, which is amazing. So now we have 3 very talented corners, and I'm including Dre Kirkpatrick. I'm using talented kind of loosely with him, but he is a good cornerback and he's definitely capable of being a number 2. So we're going to take a look at the attributes of Pierre Desir. I'm excited to have him on the team. Like I said before, great coverage corner. He's going to fit right in with my scheme. So since we missed out on KJ Wright as well as Mark Barron, I went ahead and started negotiations with Manti Te'o, surprisingly enough, and Alec Ogletree. So Ogletree, I really feel like he still has potential to be very good in the league. So I offered him a deal. And then also, since Jawan James said no, which is a huge blow, honestly, we're going to go for Jared Veldheer. Gonna really underpay him, honestly. He'll have to sign for very cheap. I think this offer only gave us 50 points, but both of those guys, except Veldheer and Ogletree, that is. So we did at least get a body on the right side of the line. We did get someone at right tackle, a very cheap veteran rental, which is fine, at least until the draft, because we're going to be looking to draft the right tackle since we were unable to get what we really wanted at that position. Middle linebacker, I'm satisfied with Alec Ogletree, but I still will be looking to draft a linebacker as well, because we did not sign Alec Ogletree to be the answer, but he is a guy with some experience and we'll be able to draft someone else. But we are not done in free agency. We were able to re-sign left tackle Jake Fisher just for depth. We did go into renegotiations with Tyler Croft. He declined. And then also a linebacker, Damian Williams, but he declined. So to summarize this episode, we were able to re-sign CJ Uzomah, Auden Tate, Jake Fisher, and then we were able to go out in the free agency and acquire Philip Desir, Alec Ogletree, and Jared Veldheer at the right tackle spot. There is still a lot of work to be done in the NFL draft. We didn't have a busy free agency period, and that's typical. If you look at the Bengals in years past, they definitely focus on building their team through the draft. So we'll continue that. I'll be doing scouting behind the scenes, but leave a comment and let me know what player you want to see the Bengals go after and who's your favorite player coming out of the draft this year. But I hope you guys enjoyed the video. In the next episode, we're going to be reviewing the free agency signings that were done, and then we're also going to go and complete the entire draft. I'm just going to show you guys who I picked, and then, like I said, summarize the free agency and show you guys all the signings around the league. It'll be a pretty short episode before we get ready to go into actual gameplay, which will be the 4th episode. Hope to see you guys in that one. If you're new, subscribe and check out the playlist, and leave a like. I definitely appreciate the support you guys give me, but otherwise, I'll see you guys in the next one. Later.